Hey you guys, it's Adrienne and I'm back. I'm back. And I wanted to come back to talk about uh do these little quick readings for the horoscope signs because we've got this new moon that is coming up in Aquarius. It's happening at 9 degrees and I think 34 minutes or 38 minutes of Aquarius. Anyway, it's happening at 9 degrees of Aquarius. And this is going to be affected because the sun and the moon are going to be together and they're basically going to be within touching distance of Pluto. So we basically have a sun, moon, Pluto conjunction. And I've been talking about it. I made a video about it. I hope you can find that because I just created that. So hopefully that's posted and you can go check that out. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and start with the signs and what I want to say to the signs. And the first sign I do want to talk to is the sign of Aquarius. Okay, and all of a sudden, okay, there it is. It came back. So Aquarius, hello. This is Adrienne, Capricorntigress of Astrology, a look inside. And I've got a very special message to share with you. This month, Aquarius, it is all about you. I said this to a Capricorn last month, and I'm going to say it to you. It is all about you because all the emphasis is in you and everything about you, the essence of you. Like everything about you is important this month. And I wanted to say this because I just fear that sometimes Aquarius gets caught up in like I'm different. I'm not like everybody else. I don't fit in or that, that feeling of fitting in, wanting to fit in, feeling like you don't fit in, that there's something not exactly right or that is acceptable or perfect or anything like that. And some Aquariuses just kind of give up after a while and they're like, well, screw it then, because I guess I'll never fit in. I'm just going to just give up altogether and they go and live in the woods or something. But Aquarius, I want you to be an individual. Yes. I want you to do your own thing. Yes. But I don't want you to forget that, the rest of us are here to fit in here because Aquariuses do benefit when they're able to fit in with other people. You guys are great usually at creating groups or in groups and clubs and organizations and stuff like that and being a part of things. So it's always painful for me when I see an Aquarius who has gone to such an individualistic state that they stop dealing with the world. And I can tell you, I deal with this. So let me tell you my story and how I know that this is how Aquarius in the first house manifests. I myself have Aquarius in the first house. In fact, I've got Aquarius completely intercepted in my first house. And sometimes I behave more like an Aquarius than a Capricorn. I know that to be true. And one of the things I've discovered about this Aquarius in my first house is my need to be alone and to do my own thing and to not feel like other people are telling me what to do or how to do it or when to do it. It is almost like an intrinsic, instant thing that I do, and I will rebel. And I have been rebelling my whole life against people telling me what to do. And it's a weird thing. I know Aquariuses are known for it. They are known for rebelling. They are known for standing up to injustice and opening their mouths when they see things because we are rebels. We're natural rebels. We don't take kindly to being put in a box. I feel like of all the signs that do poorly in a box, Aquarius is the one sign that I think does the worst in a box. They will blow that damn box up. They will make some kind of some bomb that they figured out from something they got offline 5 years ago and figure out how to blow the box up. They will not be able to stay in that box. It is just not in the in it's just not something that Aquarius can do well. Some Aquariuses can assimilate well, but it I'll give you an example. And I've told this story before, but I feel like this was me assimilating and then one day it blew up. So I had worked at a newspaper when I was in Kentucky. I worked there for about 4 years. I gotten a promotion a few times and I thought I was safe, where I was. But I had won this contest, and when I came back from the contest, everyone was just in stink mode toward me. I don't know if it was jealousy or they, and I had also fallen. So I was not the same person. I was now, in quote, handicapped. And I eventually became actually handicapped, where I was on disability and everything. But at that point, I was still struggling for my independence. And when I was at the job, I just noticed they started treating me different. They were not as accepting of me, and they were kind of hiding me out and pulling away certain things from me. Like I had a corner desk, and then they one day they went, and I remember saying to myself, as I noticed that they were pulling things away over time, and I remember saying to myself, when they pull away my my side office area desk, that's when I'm going to lose it. And I remember saying it to myself because I have a big desk there. I was making the most money in that department. I created that freaking department. They went and hired a man who was not of color over me, who had to come to me for everything because he didn't know anything about my department. I made more money than he did because of all the commissions I made. So one day I lost it, and I remember cursing everybody out because they moved me from my side office. And I started with one. I think I started with the guy, cursed him out like he didn't know anything. It should have been my department in the first place. I just went off. I always tell people when I tell the story, I did a Oprah Winfrey from A Color Purple, and I walked up and down, I was just calling people out, and F you, and F you, and really F you because you da 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 da, and I went off. And I just remember when I was sitting down in the HR department later, because of course I ended up in the HR department, and I remember talking to my mother, and my mom said, baby, come on home. It's just time for you to come on home, get your stuff, and just leave there. It's time to leave. And she was right. I dried my tears. I got my ish, and I got the heck out of there. I then went on, I guess, a mental break thing for like 6 weeks, and then they fired me because I didn't come back. I didn't go back. I feel like some of us have a threshold of how much what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say abuse, but it's is it mental abuse or when people treat you poorly, okay? And you tolerate it and you tolerate it. But what I wasn't going to become was the red stapler guy in that company. I am not a red stapler guy kind of person, as they well found out, okay? I would have burned the place down well before he did, okay? That is not for me. And I feel like some Aquariuses are like that. I feel red stapler guy was probably an Aquarius too. He's just let it go too long. I can't. You step on my rights just a little bit too, I'm going to let you know. I got a big mouth. And I went off on everybody there. Everybody. I didn't care if they were a manager, executive. I didn't care. And I feel like when you get to a point where you don't care, then it's time for you to leave that company. And I left, and I never went back, and I eventually got fired. But I don't regret that. And that's an Aquarius. They don't regret being independent, being individuals, and standing up for their rights. Aquariuses don't bow down very easy. It's just not in Aquarius, I don't think. They will just go off and find a whole new way of doing things. Like, oh, that's not working. Oh, you're not going to respect me. You're not going to pay me what I'm worth. Well, I'm just going to go off and do it a completely different way. Next thing you know, they've in fact moved to a whole different state, got a whole different job. I would not mess with Aquariuses like that. Aquariuses are unique. They're different. They don't like getting stuck in mire. Aquariuses are air signs, right? So a part of them likes to fly. Even if it's just the water is fluid. So the moment you try to box an Aquarius in and put them in that box, oh, you're in trouble. That is not going to work very well. Not for Aquarius. It's just not in them. And the sooner you learn that, the better. Now, if you are Aquarius, I want you to let me know if I'm right on this. Are you good with being boxed in or not? Because I know most Aquariuses, their independence is everything. They rather be independent, living in the woods in a box, than to be dependent or boxed in even wealth. Their independence and ability to have freedom is everything. And I feel like some Aquariuses are really going to feel that right now and over the next few weeks. Whether it's because you're somebody who might be affected by what's going on in the nation right now, or because you see it and that affects you because you see others being affected. But just know things like freedom, independence, and your individuality. All of those things are the key words for the rest of January and the beginning of February. Okay. So this has been Adrienne. I am Capricorntigress of astrologyaLookInside.com. And thank you so much for taking the time to listen in to this installment and of this new moon in Aquarius that is coming up on the 29th of January. I look forward to coming back with more information for the sign of Aquarius, and much love to you all.